Well, good morning, everybody. Today we're reading from Psalm 16. And Psalm 16 is a psalm that David wrote, and that's about all we know about it. We don't really know the background or the occasion for which he wrote it. But we do know that he's expressing his confidence, his security in God. It's a prayer to God. It's a maybe even a song. And we know that it is his heartfelt expression, and I would encourage it for you to read it, when you read it, to express your heart to God through it. David tells us right away, he said there's going to be a lot of places where other people are going to try to find their security. Many of us try to find it in our achievements and our success and our careers and in our portfolios or even in the wellness of our body or our vast education. But David is telling us that if we try to find our security in anything other than God, we're going to be very disappointed and very frustrated. So, in fact, in verse 4, he says this. He says, troubles multiply for those who chase after other gods. So, today we're going to look at several reasons why David says we can find our security in God. And the first one comes from verse 1. He says, keep me safe, O God, for I have come to you for refuge. He tells us that God is our refuge. Well, what's a refuge? Well, it's a safe place. It's a place that we can rely upon in good and bad times. If you read David's story, you might remember that he needed a safe place because there were many people after him. King Saul first was the one, and then there were other national or nation leaders that were after him, and even his own son Absalom turns on him later in life. David has encouraged us to find our refuge in God and God alone because everything else is going to disappoint, and we're certainly not adequate in ourselves. God is our only safe place. And that leads me to the second reason why David says that we can find our security in God. Verse 2, he says, I said to the Lord, you are my master. Every good thing comes from you. It sounds a lot like the 23rd Psalm, doesn't it? The first verse, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. God is our provider. He provides exactly what's best for us. We can count on him to provide exactly what we need at exactly the right time. That's his promise to us. Now, moving on, David goes on and tells us also that God is our inheritance. From verses 5 and 6, he says, Lord, you alone are my inheritance, my cup of blessing. You guard all that is mine. The land you have given me is a pleasant land. What a wonderful inheritance. Now, we might first think David is saying, that God provides us with a house and a yard. And that's not what he's talking about. This is not a material inheritance that David's talking about. As a matter of fact, he's saying that he promises us a relationship with God now and into eternity. It's something far greater than money can ever buy. And no one can take it away from us. No one at all. It is fully protected. Listen to how David finishes the psalm with confidence and joy, starting with verse 8. He says, I know that the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. No wonder my heart is glad and I rejoice. My body rests in safety, for you will not leave my soul among the dead or allow your Holy One to rot in the grave. You will show me the way of life, granting me the joy of your presence and the pleasures of living with you forever. One of the songs that we sing often repeats this line in the chorus. Lord, there's nothing greater than you. Lord, there's nothing better than you. There's not a more true statement in the whole world. In fact, C.S. Lewis, I like the way he says it in one of his writings. He said, he who has God and everything else has no more than he who has God only. I pray today that you know that for a fact. In fact, that you would use Psalm 16 as a prayer, your prayer, that as you read each line in it, that you would stop and contemplate how good God is and how he is so worthy of being our only security. Thank him for being your refuge and your provider and your inheritance and your joy. And then go out and share that good news with others. Have an amazing day.
If these devotional videos are helpful to you, subscribe to our channel and click the notification button so you know when we post a new video. And of course, please share them with others.